Hey everybody, in today's video we are going over some rehab exercises for postpartum diastasis recti. My name is Dawne and I'm at Performance Place SportsCare, and we're going to go through a few progressions of what I see a lot of people doing for exercises for this injury, but ways to properly progress it moving forward so that you see the progress that you're looking for. So we're going to get right down on the floor and we're going to start with basics, and then we'll kind of talk about what you should and shouldn't be seeing, as well as ways to progress and regress. So starting on your back is always the best way to learn how to properly find and connect to your core again. But one thing we really want to be paying attention to as we go through exercise here is what you see. We're not looking for a perfectly flat belly, especially during this time, but what we're looking for, or what we don't want to be seeing, is that kind of dome-like shape happening here. Typically, that dome-like shape where the tear is at will tell you that you're not dispersing pressure properly through the abdomen. And so what we really want to work on first before we go through any movement or any exercise is to learn how to properly disperse pressure through the entire abdomen, not just to the front wall, but to the sides and to the back wall as well. So starting in this position here, we're going to find what we call a neutral pelvis, okay? We don't want this big tunnel where we can slide our hands under, and we don't want to be really forcing our back into the floor, because that actually, you'll probably notice more of that dome-like shape if we do. So find somewhere in the middle that feels comfortable for you. And we're going to take our fingers to different spots around the abdomen. First and foremost, find the pointy bone on the front of the hips here. Take your fingers just inside and take maybe 3 to 5 breaths, seeing if you can really direct movement and breath down into the area here. Through the nose is helpful. And at this point, what you would do is, if you're having a hard time really seeing if you can get movement in that area, what I want you to do is just pause the video and take your time. This might be where you start. Day one, this is what we're really trying to connect to, is breathing here and not up through the chest here. Once you feel like you have it in this area, we're going to follow the pelvis around. So coming around to the sides here at the top of the pelvic bone, we're going to see if we can breathe into there. And then wrapping around to the low back as well, seeing if we can breathe into the floor. So pausing the video and taking your time to make sure that you can disperse all the way around. How do you know if you're doing it? Take your hands, wrap around, thumbs on the low back, hands on the outside of the body here, fingers in the front. Take your time to breathe into those spots. When you feel like you've got that down, okay, we can move on to adding some load to it. So where I would go from here is seeing if we could just add one leg up in the air. Can we breathe through this position? Can we take a peek at our belly here? Can we make sure that we're not doming? If you see some doming, take some time in this position to see if breathing deeper into the floor and into the sides helps flatten that out. If it does not, you need to stay here until it gets better. If you feel like you're controlling this well, try the other leg, okay? And then at some point, we're getting to both legs up, supporting both legs in the air, toes towards you, taking time to go through a couple rounds or a few minutes of breathing into all of those spots here, okay? These are all static positions, so again, the way we would progress is hands up. Can we go through arm movement? Overhead, okay? Again, peeking, looking here, making sure we don't have dome, making sure we can breathe into the floor and into our sides. Can we go through leg movement? Keeping the knee bent here will make it a little bit easier. Making it a little bit harder by extending the leg out. And you can always modify this to what you can control best. Maybe we're not ready to touch the floor yet. Maybe we can control it to here. Okay, so what we're looking for is what you can do best, what's slightly challenging for you, but not getting rid of that form that we're looking for. It's all about the breath and all about the shape that you see as you go through some of these exercises. So I typically tell people, if you're going through movement, maybe try 2 to 3 rounds of about 8 to 10 reps, whatever feels right for you. If you're just in the static position, spend about 5 to 10 minutes a day until it feels like it gets easier for you, and then start to add some of those progressions in. If you want to know more information, there's going to be a link in the notes below where you have access to more resources that we've created specifically for exercises in postpartum period, pelvic floor, diastasis. If you want to work with us, we can help you virtually in person. Just go ahead and reach out.